Greetings and welcome to Grounded Perspective with Nomosa. After spending some time thinking about the words, "You are the salt of the earth," another part of the passage stayed with me. You are the light of the world. And once again, I found myself asking a very simple question. Why light? Before I even look at light through biblical lenses, I want to look at the ordinary light that surrounds us every day. What does light actually do? The sun rises, and suddenly we can see things that were hidden in darkness become visible. We can see where we are going. We can see shapes. We can see colors. We can work. Plants use light to grow. Sunlight helps our bodies produce vitamin D. Light helps us regulate the rhythms that tell our bodies when to be awake and when to sleep. The sun gives warmth and provides the energy that drives so much of the earth's weather and climate. And our eyes need light in order to see the world around us. Light is so ordinary that perhaps we don't often stop to think about how much of life depends upon it. Then I come back to the words of the scripture. You are the light of the world. Matthew 5:14. And once again, I have to ask, why would the creator of the universe call me light? But then I thought about darkness. If I am going to understand light, perhaps I also need to think about darkness. There is physical darkness. The sun sets, night comes. We turn off our lights. We sleep. Darkness is part of the order of creation. Genesis tells us that the Creator separated the light from the darkness and called the light day and the darkness night. So when scripture later speaks about darkness in another way, it cannot simply mean nighttime. There must be another kind of darkness. And this is where the thought becomes uncomfortable. Because scripture says, the Creator is light, and in Him is not darkness at all. That's 1 John chapter 1, verse 5. No darkness. So what is that darkness? What kind of darkness can exist in a human life? Scripture begins to answer that question. It speaks about people loving darkness because their deeds are evil. It speaks about hatred as darkness. It speaks about works of darkness. It speaks about walking in darkness while claiming to have fellowship with the Creator. So this darkness is not the darkness outside my window at midnight. This darkness can exist inside me. And now, the reflection is no longer about the sun. It is about my life. If I am light, if my Creator calls me the light of the world, what should become visible because I am there? Yeshua said, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." That's Matthew 5:16. That answers part of my question. Light can be seen through how I live. My good works, my character, my conduct, my truthfulness, my compassion, my integrity, my obedience, my love, how I treat people, how I behave when nobody is watching, how I respond when I have every opportunity to do wrong and could probably get away with it. That is where this becomes personal, because it is easy to say, I am the light of the world, but am I living as light? What does my light reveal? Physical light helps people see. So I ask myself, does my life help anyone see? Can someone see kindness because they encountered me? Can someone understand forgiveness because I forgave? Can someone see integrity because I refused to compromise? Can someone experience compassion because I stopped long enough to notice them? Can someone see hope because I refused to speak hopelessness over their life? Can someone see something of my Creator through the way I live? Not because I preached to them, not because I told them how righteous I am, but because of the fruit of my life. That makes me think. Light doesn't have to make noise to be light. Turn on a lamp in a dark room. It doesn't argue with the darkness. It doesn't announce itself. It simply shines. And because it shines, people can see. But what about my darkness? Then comes the part where I have to stop looking at everyone else. Because if my Creator is light and there is no darkness in Him, what darkness am I carrying? Is it hatred, dishonesty, jealousy, bitterness, unforgiveness, pride, malice? Things I deliberately hide because I don't want anyone to see them. Ways of living that contradict the words I speak. Perhaps before asking whether the world is dark, I need to ask, is there darkness in me that I have become comfortable with? That is not a question for me to answer about anyone. It is a question for me to answer about me. And perhaps you can answer it about yourself. Stay close to your source. Stay close to the source. And then another thought came to me. I didn't create the sun. I don't manufacture daylight. And spiritually, I am not the original source of light either. Scripture says, my Creator is light, and in Him is not darkness at all. And Yeshua says, I am the light of the world. That's in John 8:12. Yet He also turns to His followers and says, you are the light of the world. That tells me something. If I am going to live as light, I need to remain close to the one who is light. I cannot separate myself from the source and expect my life to continue reflecting His character. I need His truth. I need His word. I need His correction. I need His wisdom. I need His spirit. I need His presence. I need Him to expose the darkness in me, not so that I can pretend it isn't there, but so that I can bring it before Him. Before life tells you who you are. And this is where the thought became even more important to me. Because life has a way of naming us by what we are going through. Debt, grief, rejection, unemployment, failure, fear, loss, waiting, uncertainty. Sometimes the problem becomes so loud that we begin to identify ourselves by it. But before life tells me who I am, I need to remember how my Creator identifies me. You may be in debt, but you are not debt. You may be unemployed, but you are not unemployment. You may be grieving, but you are not grief. You may have experienced rejection, but rejection is not your name. You may be going through a difficult season, but difficulty does not get to become your identity. Your circumstances may be real. Your pain may be real. Your responsibilities may be real, but they are not the whole truth about who you are. The Creator who made you says, you are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. So before you wake up tomorrow and remember everything that is wrong, remember who you are and whose you are. Because sometimes life can make our world very small. My problem, my bill, my fear, my tomorrow. Not because we do not care about others. Sometimes we are simply overwhelmed. But then these words interrupt us. You are the light of the world. The world. Yes, you. You can be carrying a problem and still be someone's light. You can be waiting for your own breakthrough and still encourage another person. You can have unanswered prayers and still show kindness. You can be uncertain about tomorrow and still choose integrity today. You do not have to wait until everything in your life is perfect before you shine. That to me is powerful because it means my circumstances do not cancel my purpose. My struggle does not cancel my influence. My difficult season does not erase the identity my Creator has given me. Salt and light. And now I understand why these two thoughts belong together. Salt and light. Salt influences what it touches. Light changes what can be seen. Salt preserves. Light reveals. Neither needs applause to do its work. Neither exists merely for itself. And my Creator looked at ordinary people and said, you are salt. You are light. What a responsibility. But also, what a reminder of how much our lives matter. Perhaps you think your life is insignificant. Perhaps nobody knows your name. Perhaps you don't have a platform. Perhaps you are simply raising your children, going to work, caring for somebody, helping your neighbor, speaking kindly to strangers, praying quietly, doing what is right when nobody sees you. But light doesn't have to illuminate the whole earth from where it stands. It simply needs to shine where it has been placed. So perhaps the question isn't, how big is my light? Perhaps it is, am I shining where my Creator placed me? Am I shining where my Creator placed me? A thought to take with you. So I leave you with a thought that stayed with me. You are the light of the world. What does that mean to you? What does your life illuminate? What becomes clearer because you are there? What do your words bring into a dark situation? What do your actions reveal about the one you say you belong to? Is there darkness within you that needs to be brought into the light? And if your light has become dim, perhaps it is the time to draw closer to the source. You don't have to be known by the whole world to be the light of the world. You simply have to be faithful, shine wherever you have been placed. Because somewhere, someone may need the light your life carries. So before you identify yourself by the debt, by the disappointment, by the grief, by the rejection, by the uncertainty, remember what your Creator called you. You are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. Your circumstances may describe what you are going through. They do not get to define who you are. So the question I am taking away with me is this. If I am light, what becomes brighter because I am here? If I am light, what becomes brighter because I am here? Thank you for listening. Have a good day.